What's going on, Mark?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
It's been a minute, man. How you been?
I'm all right, man. Just staying, focused and busy.
It's,
It's summer. It's almost summertime, man. You know how folks get.
in Texas, it pretty much just happens in the blink of an eye.
Oh my, like that.
Mark over here checking out his muscles before the show.
It's crazy. I'm getting, it's getting large, man.
Getting big.
Yeah, gaining some weight.
That's what's up, man.
I'm happy about that part.
Well, we are at that moment, man. What's up? What's up?
In all honesty, you know what I'm saying? What have you been doing? Because there's something you got to do. Yeah.
Man, it hits hard every time, man. So
every time, man. I can't get used to it. It's so beautiful. I don't know.
So we appreciate everybody that jumps on here. So I tried to try to review other people's YouTube, how they're doing. How can we maybe mimic some of their tactics? At the end of the day, man, I think screw it. We're gonna be us, right? We're gonna do what we do.
Exactly.
So we ain't been on here for a little bit. Everybody's been busy, so we've been kind of refocusing some of our efforts and obviously doing what we do. I got to tell you, man, I had a pretty good stretch there at the end of the week. Pretty good success.
What'd you do? How did it go?
Well, we had so we got a closing, so we got a payday on that, and awesome. You guys follow me on other channels. Y'all know I kind of promote myself over there, but we got a pretty easy $10,000 payday on a deal.
Okay.
Pretty exciting on that. And then I was able to talk down one deal. We had it locked up and I was able to go back and renegotiate. I was kind of stressed out about it because me and the seller really built kind of a relationship, but I was able to go back and, man, I got her to drop the price $40,000, man. It was pretty awesome.
Let's go.
Yeah, so that should equate to maybe a $15,000-$20,000 payday when the time comes.
My question to you is, because I know how you are, and so my question is, in all honesty, when you were kind of going through that moment, was there a point that you had to explain to her the dropping of the prices? Because I know how you are. You're very, very passionate about the relationships you bond with people with. And so was it a little difficult to get past that little area of trying to say, hey, we've been able to do everything we can, but we can't get a certain price at this point. How about that?
It's always hard. So there's no right answer. I mean, I think it's all individualized to that person. Some people are so focused on getting their ideal number that it's hard to overcome. Yeah. This particular lady, she just seemed to be a little bit more open-minded, and I was just very sincere, very honest, and I kind of started to call out, hey, this is my least favorite part. Once I finally grabbed my nuts and I was able to go forward and do it, because it is a hard conversation to have. I genuinely want to give people the best price I can. That's never my issue. But when the numbers don't work, the numbers don't work. And you just have to go back and be genuine and sincere and tell them that. And I just remember thinking, that whole day I was kind of feeling bad about it. And if you ever hear me talk about this stuff, I'm happy to tell people, own what you're feeling and use it instead of as a negative, use it as positive. So I got her on the phone and I was like, hey, I've been dreading this phone call all day. Right. I haven't been looking forward to this all day. I'm about to give you some shitty news, and it makes you human, right? Because there's the corporate side of what people think you're trying to screw them out, the money, or take advantage of them. But if you show that you're human, that seems to work. I can't say it works every time, but I think being genuine and being who you are is going to be always the best solution. But that was a hard thing to do.
Gotcha. Yeah.
For sure.
awesome, man. I'm glad that you were able to get through it.
Well, and it is what it is. I mean, talking to other people about that particular situation, they always just highlight at the end of the day, the numbers are the numbers. She was going, it ain't like she's able to go out and make a ton more money. I mean, whoever she was going to deal with outside of me was going to give her the same answer. So that's the reality. So, and so I might as well do business with Joshua, right?
Exactly.
So, which leads us to the topic today. Success attracts success. I think it's important as business people. Again, you're jumping on here because we talk about money, we talk about mentality, we talk about those muscles. If you've seen it earlier 10 seconds from ago, Mark showing them beautiful muscles. We try to cover it all, guys. We try to go over everything.
Yeah.
So
success attracts success. That's what we're talking about today, huh?
Yeah, I think it's the same reason why we like certain brands or wear certain things or watch certain people. We look at them and we look at what they're doing. And we're like, man, I want to be a part of that. I think that's a true feeling, right? I think that's something that happens. So I look at someone like you and, man, that dude, he obviously knows how to work out. He obviously has that part figured out. So, hey, how do I get like that? I'm going to ask questions. How do I? And that's what it's about.
Well, ultimately, when you're saying success attracts success, in every measure, that is the case. One thing I don't believe in, and I'm, again, faith-based, but it's something we talk about all the time. I don't believe in luck. I believe literally hard work brings the opportunities. I believe, if you are going to be successful, you need to surround yourself around really positive people in the first place, because you're only a product of your environment. Even where you live can really not necessarily manipulate how your emotions and stuff is, but the energy is out there in that space. And whatever that is, you're going to be a product of that situation, whether you're trying to fight it or not. If you get yourself in a better location, a better situation, you're going to breathe a different light. You're going to breathe a different type of success. You're going to see a different type of opportunity on a regular basis. So ultimately, success does attract success, but I don't believe in it's a luck thing. I believe hard work, or not necessarily hard work, but putting yourself in the right positions and situations is the best quality.
Being out there, what I tell my team members is being out there, finding opportunities will find you while you're out there doing what you're supposed to be doing. So being out in it, doing whatever it is that you do. If you're in the gym, you're going to maybe run across Mr. Olympia, right? And get some tips.
Exactly.
You're outside, walking in a certain area with your puppy, and you run into somebody, right? You got to be out there. You got to put yourself out there for the opportunities to find you. Success attracts success to me means you got to go and surround yourself with like-minded people for sure and get focused on that. But quit talking about it. Go and do it. And if you go do it, you'll be surprised at the returns. It's pretty exciting.
The cool part about it, again, we were talking about how it breeds success, right? So you can't be successful waiting in your four walls. You got to get outside the world. You got to get into the world, and it will come about. If you're around enough situations, you will create the opportunities. But here's the thing about creating the opportunities. You have to be aware of them. You can't be blind to the opportunities. We say this about relationships, right? Some people don't even know if there's a good thing right in front of them because they're so used to toxicity, right? Yep. Used to toxic relationships. And a lot of times when you're so used to toxic relationships, the right person's right in front of your face. And you can't even notice that they're there because you're so used to a certain demographic, a certain love point that is toxic,
and that's a different topic for sure. So I put on the bottom of the screen, I just wrote it up, fake it until you make it. What do you feel about that statement? Fake it until you make it.
For me, fake it till you make it is honestly, it's the same thing you can think about if there's a hard story to tell your children, right? sometimes you have to maneuver through life, and you explain things to your children, that you say different things to your children, so they don't really truly understand the big picture. But by the time they get old enough, they'll understand exactly what you're talking about. But for sometimes you have to stretch the situation. You got to fake it till you make it. A lot of times you don't want to be negative about a lot of things when it comes to your children. So you remain positive as much as possible. So they see nothing but positivity. And they're like, I know my mom's affected. I know my dad's affected, but he doesn't really show that, simply based off of, we don't want to stress you out because your heart is also fragile. So fake it till you make it there's a lot of decisions and choices you have to make in life that require that you sometimes fake it,
Fake it till you make it.
Exactly.
So to me, that, obviously mine's always a business stance. So I'm always taking it to there. You'll hear me say often, be apologetically yourself, be you. I think there's a lot of people that you interact with on a day-to-day basis that doesn't have it figured out. And you'll hear me say this over and over and over again. It's one thing to be confident, but I work with a lot of people and they put it on the table. Hey, I don't know. Like, this is something that I'm unfamiliar with. That level of vulnerability or that level of honesty only creates the opportunity to figure it out together. The faking it till you make it, that might get you in the room, and you very well could be the expert in the room, but don't miss the opportunity to just say, I don't know. Hey, I'm not sure about that. Let me get back to you, because nothing ruins a first impression or an opportunity like basically trying to be a know-it-all. So fake it till you make it. To get in the room, you might have to look the part, but once you get in there and shake hands and kiss hands and shake babies, as I say, once you get there, don't miss the chance to be honest and genuine and sincere, and just say, hey, I don't know, and let's figure it out together. And those that I work with that do that the best, it allows for other people to jump in, and it makes other people feel good when they get to solve the problem.
Man, that's the word life right there. I love that.
There you go. So back to the original topic: success attracts success. Mark, would you hang out with somebody that was 300 pounds just talking about fitness? No. 300 pounds and look like a tub of lard, not 300 pounds and look like an NFL lineman.
Exactly. Not really, but I would do my best to help them along their path, because some people, they just don't know what they don't know.
Okay.
So to hang out with that person, only if I'm going to be there to be helpful, if I'm going to give them the opportunity. So a lot of times I get the question regularly is when I'm working out a client or I'm working out somebody and they're getting the best shape of their life, they ask me, okay, what about the food? What do I eat? How do I eat perfectly? How do I succeed in that? And I tell them all the time, hey, let's do one thing at a time. Because if you're overloaded mentally, your body and mind is going to quit really, really quickly because it's too overloaded with information. So sometimes I say, hey, let's work out for 6 weeks to 8 weeks. And then I start adding in the food.
Once they build that habit, yeah.
Exactly. You have to build a habit first. Again, it takes 21 days to build a habit. But ultimately, what I'm talking about is literally you've got to go through step by step to be successful. If you don't, again, to eat an elephant is what?
One bite at a time.
One bite at a time. A lot of times,
don't overwhelm yourself. Yeah, with the whole process.
To overwhelm themselves, and so that's what we're trying to do: is to keep away from one thing and try to create a habit in one, so that you can move over to the other part. And don't get me wrong, fitness and diet work hand in hand. But if you're not ready to, you won't be able to do both.
Okay? So again, and the reason I asked you the question about, obviously you're a fitness person, but I guess what I should have prefaced that is, would you take advice from somebody that didn't have as much money as you?
No.
When it came to business, would you take marriage advice from somebody who's been divorced 4 times?
No, not at all. That's the thing that we've as a community, as a society, we've got to be very diligent on worrying about our time and our space. Okay, don't devalue your time. Your time is very important, and don't allow people to come into your life thinking that they know the answers when they don't. If your best friend is horrible at relationships, please don't take no advice from that person.
If they weigh 300 pounds, I want to give you fitness advice.
Come on, like, no, please don't get cocky about it either. Don't be over here cocky thinking you know the answer and you don't show it. That's the hardest thing we deal with today, where people are in your life and they yes man you, when in all honesty you need somebody in your life that's going to give you the difficult questions, that's going to tell you the stuff straight out. A lot of people cannot stomach the truth, and that's just a reality. So.
And again, right, as I kind of change the little ticker here at the bottom, quit waiting for others to help. So for me, this goes hand in hand for two reasons. Success attracts success. A lot of people are procrastinators by nature. The world has allowed them to be procrastinators. They haven't had deadlines, so they get this idea in their head that they're going to consume all this information, right? Information overload, like you just mentioned, and they're going to go do it. But what happens is they get bogged down by all the minutia and not doing it. Go do it. Yeah. If you know, like Nike, right? Go do it. What's the problem? But to say that is to say, man, no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to help you. True story, guys. Growing up, I'm very grown now. Over the last few years of trying to find success and navigate my way to networking and meeting the right people, I had these two people in my life that just meant the world to me. They were amazing business people, entrepreneurs. You know, they really cared a lot about me as a person.
Yeah.
The issue was I kept thinking, silly me, that I'm going to present them with an opportunity that just blew their mind. They were just going to hand me stacks of cash, right? They were just going to, here's the money, Josh, go build $1 billion business.
Yeah.
I kept waiting for that hand up, right? No one wants a hand out, but I kept waiting for that hand up, and the hand never came. But what I realized all this time later, which would frustrate me all the time because, and we've talked about it 100 times, I kept waiting for them to see my potential.
Oh, gosh.
But nobody invests in potential. People want to see results.
That's it.
Success attracts success. They were so successful, and I was so down here that wasn't an attractive opportunity to them. And that's why you got to change your mindset. Nobody cares about your ideas. No one cares about what you might be able to do. Show me a track record. Tell me what you are doing, how you're doing it. Show me the numbers, and then that's when they would have invested. And I missed my opportunity. And I shouldn't say opportunity. I didn't know what I didn't know.
Exit strategy, man.
But I was waiting for them to help me, right? To make it rain on my ideas, and they weren't coming. They weren't not there to help.
They're already exhausted. They're at a peak at level where they're on the way to relaxation. You know,
yeah, they were already retired.
They buy the cars, the houses, and just they ain't worried about doing more business. So
and I'm sure they would have and we'll never know, right? I can always revisit it. I'm sure once I have like billions of followers on this channel, that we are, man, ain't no joke. But what I say is quit waiting for someone to help. Go out and make it happen. Yeah. Go out and figure it out. If you do that and you start producing and making real money, real revenue, real success will attract success. I wasn't a success when I thought I was.
And ultimately, it's all about that one thing, right? It's consistency.
Consistency. That's the truth. That was a buzzword I was saying about earlier.
Yeah, consistency is a very big thing. Again, the biggest thing you could ever do is show up. That's what I tell you. And anybody, every time. If you want to do something right, just show up. And if you show up enough times, the opportunity will present itself. Period.
There you go.
You know, and
I believe that.
Yes.
And then that's when you start opening doors and hanging out with the right people, and that's what it's about. So I'm gonna change the ticker again. Here we go. Solopreneur. We we are in the age of the solopreneur with resources and technology, with social media, with the ability to outsource overseas, because the world is a lot smaller these days with technology. The ability to jump on a Zoom call, on a video chat like we're doing. The world is available to you, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs who are small in nature but have big goals and dreams. So a solopreneur is a trainer who wants to train folks.
And a solopreneur gets up every day to go out there and do what he needs to do to not just survive, but to make it. Again, people always ask me, "Oh man, what are you doing this weekend?" Most likely working. I got 24 hours. Like, every day could be a day I'm working. I don't know what that looks like to just sit up there and take a Saturday and Sunday off. Like, it's just okay. But again, a solopreneur doesn't make excuses. A solopreneur gets up and does what he needs to do to not only to feed his family, but to take care of everybody that's counting on him, or her, So once you get into this place of being a solopreneur, and the world is open for you, they don't really care about. I know you see this right here, but in all honesty, they don't really care about this anymore. They want to know about me. They want to know exactly who the heck I am. Why do they want to like, love, and trust me? If they don't like, love, and trust me, there's no point. They're not going to worry about a brand anymore. It's all about a relationship. As a matter of fact, if you go to look at a product, and I'll be honest with you, most people are looking at the reviews, are looking at the comments to see how great that product is before they even buy it anymore. So ultimately, you got to create a momentum. You got to create a movement.
So that's a pretty awesome segue. So live. So what you just said really is what I echo to a lot of people. This is, it's called Facebook. It's called YouTube.
Exactly.
People want to know about your face. They don't care about the brand. No. I think the way of brands are fading unless you are established pre-social media. They care about the Mark Williams brand. They care about the Joshua Galbraith brand. Hence why we have our other endeavors named after ourselves. Mark Williams is a solopreneur for his business, right? He can be a YouTube personality, influencer. Joshua can be a real estate professional that offers, Joshua's skills to that particular industry. Exactly. It's never been greater opportunities for those who wanted to go out on their own and start. And you said it, getting up every day and figuring it out and all that. Obviously, we want to grow and scale. That's a very hard thing to do when everybody's trying to be a solopreneur, right? We've experienced that as well.
Exactly. No, I love that topic, because in all honesty, that's the hardest thing to talk about, because people don't really know or understand what that looks like, a solopreneur. So
it's a fun life. It's a good life.
It is. It's rewarding.
It's hard to do by yourself for sure. I would challenge anybody to remember a track record is all that matters. Being successful is all that matters. In the world of business, not in life. Everybody's version of success is a lot different.
Yeah. We got
I don't want to minimize other people's needs and wants and desires, but for me, success is all that matters. Hence the channel, hence what we're doing, what we're talking about. So just to kind of highlight again, today's episode, success attracts success. Quit fucking talking about it and go show me.
That's just the truth. The truth is at the end of the day, I tell that to friends. I tell that to, folks I know, everybody that's around me, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Get out there, do what you need to do, make it a success. And then, after the dust clears and you look up, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm on the other side.
Absolutely.
You got to make it happen for yourself. And you got to make it happen for your family, because you have to remember, a lot of times you're not just doing this alone. You have a lot of people behind you waiting for you to be successful. They're counting on you,
Absolutely.
So,
it's a beautiful day, man, to be able to jump on here and talk to my best friend and somebody that we've gone through the journey of life, kind of hand in hand and hip to hip, trying to figure things out.
Oh, yeah.
we have a long way to go, my friend, and we're having fun doing it.
I love the journey, and I want to tell you guys something too. Just because we said it was a solopreneur situation, I want to let you guys know something. Don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to put a comment down there if you have a real question. Don't remember, a lot of times we're not doing this alone. You know, that's my best friend. If he needs help with something, I'm going to help him out. No questions asked. If I need help with something, he's going to help me out. No questions asked. We are all about creating solutions to problems.
Absolutely.
If we create solutions to problems, we win out every single day. And that's the thing. Your only competition is yourself, because ultimately you're trying to solve the world's problems. And if you could solve any problem in the world, create a solution, that's a greater day.
And again, Mark's making some awesome points. For you to be on this channel listening to us, one of the topics we talk about has to be hitting you, whether it's personal, whether it's physical, emotional, mentally, your checkbook, whatever we're talking about, we're here to discuss. To call it a solopreneur, it's not a lonely journey. It typically is, right? It typically is a lonely journey, but just to highlight how this works. Mark, what you have two companies that you work, and then you come and do We Are Men, right? I own two companies, just launched a third company, and I'm working on some stuff behind the scenes, and then I come and do We Are Men. So solopreneur to me means we have these side projects. I have plenty of support. I have a lot of people, you know, that work with me, work for me, that I hire, and payroll again. Here we go. But I'm the only person with the vision to see it through. And then I come here and you know, I bounce a lot of stuff off of Mark because he's been with me for so long that he kind of gets how I think and ultimately. But being a solopreneur is fun. I wouldn't have it any other way. But that's what it means is Mark's doing it. You know, I got to point the right direction here. Exactly. Mark, this guy is doing a couple of things for himself, and then I have a few things myself, and then we come together and collaborate on this. And that's what technology allows you to do.
Exactly. So such a beautiful thing.
It is, man.
You know, again, thank you guys for looking and subscribing and wanting to be a part of our movement and be a part of what we just said. This, again, two best friends talking it out, talking some of our mental things out, and hoping that one person or somebody gets this information and needs it. But don't be afraid to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys, you know, ask these questions. Ask what you want on the next show. Don't be afraid to get yourself involved. You know, if you want to be a part of a show, reach out to us so you can be a part of it.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine show up. We had some technical difficulties, but we're going to get that figured out. We're going to keep having more people on the show. You know, we have our individual stuff. Mark's getting everything ready to launch his fitness stuff, and that's going to be exciting because I know a lot of people already are asking for that. But we appreciate you. Again, Mark's already said it. I'll just reinforce it. We're here to help. The only way for us to help you is to let us know. That's what the comments are for. That's what the emails are for. If you want to send it to us, we did not get here by ourselves. We had other people point us in the right direction. A lot of stumbling along the way. That's what solopreneurs do. A lot of faking it till you make it. That's what Mark and I have done a while. But we're here now with the platform to help, and that's what we want to do.
Again, I don't know what you want to do in your life. Let's try to find that thing together. But just understand and know that we are men.
We are men.
Have a nice day, guys.